The mulberry tree is mulberrying. Yay! So I'm going to be picking today so that Eric can make jam. And of course, the chickens are enjoying all of the fallen mulberries. Y'all better eat these berries. Alrighty guys, this is my square foot gardening situation. I am planting okra seeds, and you'll see that I have spaced these holes for okra seeds 1 foot apart. So if you can kind of see here, I have a 1 foot square right here. I have in the past used thread or like rope to mark off 1 foot for each square. I don't need to do that so much anymore. When you're first starting out, it may be helpful to measure in an inch across from the inside. A foot across from the inside, and go every foot across and put a nail in at each point, and then take that string all the way down to the other end, and then go in this way 1 foot and draw a line across and go down that whole way, putting nails in every foot. But I don't need to do that anymore. What I'm going to be doing is sowing 1 okra seed in each square foot. And so because I know that only 1 okra seed should go, only 1 okra plant can grow comfortably in a square foot space, I'm going to just put 1 hole right in the middle of that square foot. Once I do that, all I have to do is measure a foot out from there, and a foot out from there, and a foot out from there. And I'm basically getting a square foot for each hole. That's going to be in the center of its own square foot. So you can kind of imagine a grid. You can kind of imagine the lines around each foot, right? Each dot, rather. And each one of those dots is the hole where the okra will go. So I have 21 holes here. I could have gotten another foot right at the end down here, but it would have been just right at the end here, and I didn't want to put a seed there. I'm probably going to put marigolds along the edges there. So I have gone ahead and put my seeds in. They're down in there. And I'm going to cover these up. These should be about 3/4 of an inch deep. I'm going to cover these up and water them in. Then I'll have 1 more bed to do for my okra. Y'all, I'm tired. Tired. Nails dirty. But very satisfied. Oh, is my mic? Yep, I put it on a weird spot. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. Okay, I hope you can hear me. Oh, chickens are fighting. I got a lot done today. And in the last video you saw that was like my April recap. It actually covered a lot of me kind of prepping what I did today. A lot of the beds were cleared out. Eric made me garden beds for both sides. Excuse me. We got red mulch. What is this called? Mulch, red mulch for the pathways. And then I started putting stuff in. So I don't know if you saw me put the beans in. I don't think I put the green beans in that last video. It had so much in it. But I have since, in between, like at the end of April and into May, the beginning of May, I got a lot done. Let me look here, not at myself, at you guys. So there is so much going on in this garden. So I want to show y'all because I'm super proud of what I did today. I'll show you what I did today, and then I'll show you the other stuff that's flourishing now. Okay, so to show you what I did today, I put in okra in these 3 beds, and what I have in here is black cow. I have some fertilizer, organic fertilizer. I have some bone meal, little bit of 13, 13, 13 in each one, as well as, did I put earthworm castings? I don't think I put earthworm castings in these. I put earthworm castings in that back there and all those other things with a lot less black cow. That back there doesn't have anything yet, but it will have corn tomorrow. But these I put in okra today, and Joshua cleared, they spun out and that one out for me. Over here, I got some starch because I can't not do it when I'm at the store, but I separated them so they look really pitiful. But there are a few cucumbers. If they live, they live. I wasn't super committed to the process because I wasn't even going to grow cucumbers, but then I got sucked in. And a few pitiful marigolds, and then a couple of eggplants. None of these things were in my plan, but I ended up getting them anyway. Um, Here's some plants that I have that I got earlier. I don't know if I showed these to you in the last video, so I'll show them to you now. I got a banana plant. I got a blood orange and a lemon. This is a collard green going to seed. I'm leaving it. And then I need to weed this sweet potato bed. These are purple sweet potatoes. And today I put in the regular sweet potatoes and they are really small. For right now, I'll weed this area in the future. So those are the things I did today. I put in the sweet potatoes. I put in those items back there. And of course that meant doing a little bit of a mending of the soils. And then I put in the okra in those beds there. So now my last two beds that need to be done are these two. And I was getting such good produce from the Swiss yard that I didn't want to dig them up yet. They're starting to bolt now, so I will pull them out now. I'll get these last big leaves and then I'll dig this up and this up maybe in the next week or so. But everything else is looking great. My onions, well, they're looking okay. My onions aren't looking great. They need to be weeded and they are not tall, but it'll do. Potatoes. Oh, I'm just really proud. Sweet potatoes over here. There's some fruits over here and some really, really, really sad marigolds that I got at a discount, and I'll bring them back to life. This is a wildflower patch. Strawberries are doing fantastic. The birds were getting them, so I covered them. I left a little opening so bees can get in there, but they're covered from the blue jays who were being disrespectful. Carrot patch was horrible. I just have not had success. So that's all the carrots I have. My beets are doing great. I thinned them out, and we've been eating the leaves as well as the Swiss chard leaves as salad. The asparagus is doing all right, but I really don't know how to take care of asparagus, so they're bolting and doing all kinds of things. And then over here, I have one kale going to seed, and I'm waiting to harvest those. But in the meantime, I have green beans coming up here. I have to weed this bed. Green beans coming up here. Onions and peppers here. And then onions that look horrible and tomatoes there that need to be weeded. And then over here, oh, here I have some leeks. We'll see how they do in that container. And then here are my peas, and they're doing great. I'm really excited. My sweet peas, they're coming along. I'm gonna be pulling this out in the next few weeks, which sounds sad, but I need to get corn in here. So these are looking good. I'm excited. They're quite lovely, and we'll be eating on these soon. And I'm really happy because I've never really had great success with peas, but these I think are doing well. So yeah, this is kind of a look at the garden, and I'm really pleased, y'all. I feel like first of all, it's finally warm, and she's come to life. She's come to life. Oh, and along here, this looks really sad, but this is actually wildflowers. Now they're sprouting, and along there are wildflowers sprouting. And my herbs have taken off. I have basil and oregano, thyme, rosemary, got some onions that I planted from the house. Here they just are going bonkers. That is just an onion I threw out here and haven't done anything with it. Don't judge me. And some holy basil and echinacea. Things are going well. I think I got a bee balm. Yep, I got a bee balm today right there. So, oh, I'll show you back here. I got an olive tree and I put it next to my fig tree because, hello, Middle East. That was where they grew together. They grew together there, and that's how I wanted to group them here. So yeah, I think that she's looking great. I'm super proud of where this garden is right now. Did some square foot gardening in this section here, and I shared that a little bit with y'all earlier in the video, and I'm really happy about how that goes. That's just how my mind works with gardening. I do it by square foot because that's how I started. If you have questions about that, please ask away. I would be happy to explain it. For me, it's the easiest method for gardening. I know how many seeds or seedlings, oh, sorry y'all. I know how many seeds or seedlings can go in a square foot, and that is how I plant. I just use the square foot as my measurement. I just got back from a road trip and I ran to my backyard and decided I needed to harvest some strawberries. And this is what we got. They don't all look beautiful, but they're all going to be delicious. Some of them are like this. I threw away a bunch that were like this. Well, maybe 6 to 8 of them. I thought I could pull this one in, but it's a little bit too mushy too. But about to tear some of these up. I just rinsed them. Gonna dry them off. And then I'm probably gonna put them in a mason jar and put them in the fridge. I also went out there and weeded because my sweet potato bed needed weeding, and I didn't want to leave it another day. So yes, I got home with like 45 minutes left of sunlight and weeded my sweet potato bed, and then picked the strawberries and watered everything. And I feel very satisfied and happy. The snap peas are ready. There's a bunch of them ready at least. Eric and I were eating on them last night, so I'm gonna pick a bunch of them and make a meal or a little snack out of them. Let me show you what I mean. So see, they're starting to look good and delicious. Oh, look at these. They've come in nice and fat. So I'm gonna start picking them. Putting them in a Tupperware. I'm so excited. Not a bad little harvest from our first go. I'm very excited. There's lots of flowers still on the plant, so I know I'm gonna be getting lots more. I think when I'm done with these, I'm gonna put sunflowers here, but so far they're doing really well. I'm super happy. Yay. I'm gonna take these inside and wash them off, and not gonna lie, we're probably just gonna sit down and eat them. Oops, could have missed one. That one wasn't fully done, but I think it was like kind of browning, so, or the bottom was more done than the top, but I think it was okay to pick because they're supposed to come uniformly. Look at the different colors. Like that's a pretty color. And then look, this one here is a more of a purple. You can see how the pod starts coming out after the flower. Yeah. So first you have the flower stage, which is like this, right? Pea flowers. And then after the flower starts to die, the pod comes from it. Like that one I just showed you. Yeah, the pod starts to come from it. And then soon it turns into a delicious pod full of peas. So I got strawberries last night, peas this morning. I have desperately got to weed. Whew. My okra is just starting to come up right there. I've got to weed that bed soon though. I put corn in here and look at the weeds are already starting to come up, but I don't want to pull them until the corn starts to come, so I can definitely see where the corn is, even though I know the corn is going to be on the hill parts, but I don't want to weed here until the corn comes in. This is gone. I got to weed it, but it is what it is. My beets and my carrots are doing all right. I picked over here, got some strawberries yesterday. The cucumbers came back to life as I knew they would, and my couple of eggplants over there, they're doing fine. I am gonna go ahead and put a stake over here for the cucumbers. I think instead of just trying to let them get to the fence, I'm gonna put a cage over here. And then I did weed these yesterday, so I feel a lot better because these were looking rough. The bigger ones are the purple sweet potatoes, and then these smaller ones are the regular sweet potatoes. They just got planted a little while ago, and I know they look sickly, but they're okay. They just need a little bit of time. They'll bounce back. And I actually have some whole sweet potatoes in the house. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of them, not whole, but half sweet potatoes that I was getting these slips from for the regular sweet potatoes. I think I'm going to take those and plant them in here too and just let them do what they do. They know I'm about to bring them something. Hey, y'all. I have leftovers from my strawberries. It's like clearly a Bucky's bag, but I have the tops of strawberries. Ah, you really can't see it, but I have the tops of strawberries. So, and some like kind of wore out strawberries that were just overripe. So I'm gonna give them to them because why not? Sorry. Y'all like that? Mmm. Here, y'all eat these strawberry pieces. Yeah. Ah, all done, huh? Oh no, you're just standing around looking at them. Yeah, they like strawberries. And I do too, but I don't want the overripe ones. Did y'all enjoy it? Boop, boop, boop. Somebody was out here baka earlier. So let me see what's in here. Nothing. Okay. Hi, baby. Hi. I don't have anything for you. Yeah. Sorry. I don't have anything. They're so cute. The oregano is growing and growing and growing. I'm gonna cut some today and dry it because that's a lot of oregano and it's starting to block out some of my other herbs. Also, what happened to my cilantro? It went to seed. Mwah. I have been cutting them really low down in the roots. Not the roots, but like low on the stem. But I'm just going to cut off the tops of some of them now. Okay, so here's what it looks like after the cutback. Got a lot of it. Some on that side. The bulk of it is on that side of my chair. By the way, my best friend gave me this little seat to do my work in. Thank you, darling. So this is the oregano I just cut. Oh, whoops. I don't know how much I just recorded. So what I'm going to say is I am going to cut back this Greek oregano. I already cut back the Italian oregano. I put them in at the same time, but the Italian oregano obviously took off. The Greek oregano, not as much. Then I'm going to cut back the thyme too, because the oregano and thyme are choking out these two little holy basil seedlings that I have in here. So I'm going to cut these back and hopefully everything will do better. So that's it for my spring garden tour today. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I'm having a good time out here. I want to share with you all what I'm doing and encourage you all to please get a garden going if you haven't yet. Now is the time. You want to have good produce for yourself that you don't have to rely on the stores or somebody else getting it for you. So go ahead and start now. Now's the time. You're not too late. Just get going now.